There are more than 6 billion people on Earth. Each one is unique and different from the other. There are fat and skinny, and short and tall people. They have different colored skin, eyes, and hair. Everyone talks, walks, and laughs in their own special way. As different as people may be, they all have one thing in common: the structure of their bodies. Bones, organs, and blood are hidden beneath the skin. Within us lies a world of trillions of tiny cells, which miraculously interact. The major parts of the body are the head, the torso with the chest and stomach, and the extremities, the arms and legs. Inside the head lies the brain. It is our central command unit. All information from all parts of the body converges here. The brain gives the body orders and tells it what to do. The torso is home to the vital organs: the heart, the engine that runs the body; the kidneys, which purify our blood; the lungs, which we need to breathe; the liver, our energy reserve; and the stomach and intestines, without which we could not digest our food. Our cells function like a team and see to it that we can eat, see, speak, and walk without having to think about it. Our body is a miracle. Every human is unique and unmistakable. Everyone, for instance, moves in their own way and is therefore different. This trick makes that clear. If one exchanges the bodies, the movements don't fit anymore. Legs and arms make us exceptionally agile. As opposed to other living beings, we can stand upright on 2 feet. Our arms are thereby free for other occupations. Our feet have to be able to take a lot. After all, we spend many hours a day standing and walking on them. Each foot has 26 bones, which are connected by joints. Muscles allow us to move our feet and toes. Tendons hold the muscles together and make our feet sturdy. The ankle is also wrapped in broad, flat ligaments. This gives the foot added support and keeps us from injuring our ankle. Our hands are precision instruments. Of all our limbs, they have the most complex structure. The thumb is especially important. We can turn it to all sides, and because it opposes the other 4 fingers, we can grip things and hold on to them, or make delicate movements. Each hand has 27 bones and 28 joints. Tendons are attached to the finger bones. These tendons are moved by muscles based in the lower arm. More than 200 bones are hidden inside our body. They give us stability and support.
Will you do me the honor?
I should be delighted.
You dance very well, Miss Tess.
You're quite a stepper yourself, Mr. Theo.
Just don't say anything, Quentin.
So we don't collapse like a puppet, our body has a bone structure in it, the skeleton. It carries and supports us. The key element is the spine in our back. It is shaped like the letter S. The spine consists of many small bones, the vertebrae in the neck, chest, and loin. In between the individual vertebrae, there are discs. They act like little pillows which dampen shocks and jumps. The discs also allow the spine to move in all directions, up and down, right and left. Bones are connected by joints. They give us freedom of motion. Our bones are very sturdy and outwardly hard. Inside they are filled with a supple mass, the bone marrow. Blood vessels and nerves run through the bone marrow. So our bones are not at all rigid and lifeless. They are alive. This is evident in children, whose bones are still growing. Or when we break a bone, the cells in the marrow then repair the damage by forming new cells and making the fracture grow back together. Bones heal on their own, but the bones in our body don't only support us. The ribs and skull bones protect delicate organs like the heart, lungs, or brain. The bones in our skeleton are wrapped in muscles and tendons. These allow us movement. Muscles and tendons effectively pull the bones in the direction we choose. About 650 muscles surround the bones in our skeletons. Blood flows through the muscles, supplying them with the energy they need to operate. Athletes warm up their bodies and thereby their muscles before they start to work out. During warm-up, they loosen up and stretch, so more blood flows through their muscles. This gives the muscles the added energy they need to increase performance. Only then are they ready to go. Many muscles work in pairs. While one contracts and pulls on the bone, the other muscle relaxes and extends. This allows us to raise our forearm. The upper muscle, the so-called flexor or bicep, contracts, while the lower one, the tricep, extends. Even the tiniest movement is carried out by several muscles. When we laugh, more than 20 facial muscles interact. The most important ones are the cheekbone muscles and the muscles around the eye sockets. When our brain sends out the signals to laugh, these muscles pull our cheeks and the corners of our mouth upward. We smile.
You know, Tess, I figured out how you can improve your sight when you dance. And improve your looks while you're at it.
Oh yeah? How's that?
Well, with these.
I found something too. It'll improve your hearing so you notice when someone is behind you.
Oh?
Yeah, here they are!
Several organs help us perceive our surroundings. These are the sensory organs. For smell, taste, touch, sight, and hearing. Especially hearing and seeing help us orient ourselves. Each eye takes in a different angle. This enlarges our field of vision and lets us judge position and distance of objects relative to where we are standing. The brain blends the images from the right and left eye to a single three-dimensional picture. And this is how vision works. Light rays hit the pupil in the center of our eye and then continue into the lens. Here, they are bundled and turned upside down. The image, which is projected onto the retina, stands on its head. Behind the retina lies the optic nerve. Like all nerves in our body, it is a kind of data link. It passes information on to the brain. The brain registers colors, contours, and movement, and shapes an image for us, the right way around. Our largest sensory organ is the skin. It covers our entire body and lets us feel heat, cold, shapes, and surfaces. Our fingers allow us to make out the world. The tips of our fingers are especially sensitive. There are thousands of tiny sensors in our fingertips. These tactile corpuscles allow us to make out the exact structure of a surface. Even emotions can be passed on by the skin. Our skin registers a loving caress. Tiny feelers react to the slightest of touches. If the feelers are stimulated, for instance by stroking, they pass the information on to the brain via the nervous system. It signals a pleasant feeling. Hearing works similarly. Information is transmitted to the brain, which puts together sounds, tunes, or words. Sound and words are nothing but stirred up air. The air is set in motion, creating so-called sound waves. These sound waves enter the ear and hit a membrane called the eardrum. The sound waves cause it to vibrate. It swings to and fro. This sets other parts of the ear in motion. The tiny bones of the inner ear, the so-called malleus, incus, and stapes. The signal is passed on to the cochlea, which transmits it via the auditory nerve to the brain. The brain then relays what we perceive as individual sounds. All sensory organs transmit stimuli to the brain. The brain decodes the information and issues orders to the body. A kind of chain reaction is the result. This sequence of events can be demonstrated, for example, when we cross the street. The legs are programmed by the brain to walk. The eyes see that the light is red. This is transmitted to the brain. The brain orders the muscles and bones in the legs to stand still, because it knows, stop on red, walk on green. The ears are also involved. They report the dangerous roar of an approaching car to the brain. When the ears register the sound of brakes, and eyes relay a green light, the brain says go. The body reacts to the brain's orders in a fraction of a second.
So, Tess, now we're going to see which one of us has the quicker reactions. When that red lamp goes on up there, you have to push this button here as quickly as possible. If you do so in under half a second...
Then what happens?
You won't make it anyway.
Oh, yeah?
Then I guess I'd better show you how that's done.
I guess we just can't keep up with Quentin today.
Everything we do requires energy, strenuous exercise, and complicated mind games alike. This is why we need to rest and replenish our energy supply regularly. Our brain tells us when we need new energy. We gain it by eating and drinking. If, for example, we perspire a lot while doing sports, our body loses fluids and our brain tells us we need to replenish them. An order is issued: drink. An adult should drink at least half a gallon a day. Food supplies the body with important materials like vitamins, carbohydrates, proteins, minerals, and fat. When our stomach is empty and moves, it growls. The message is transmitted to the brain, and we feel hungry and want to eat. When we eat, we bite off pieces of food with our incisors. The sharp canines help us to hold on. With the bicuspids and molars, we chew our food, which is then mixed with saliva to form a mushy pulp. The chunks are then swallowed and reach the stomach via the esophagus. In the stomach, the food is dissolved.
Man, Theo, after all these failures, I've discovered that we're just as good at it as Quentin.
Oh, yeah?
Hey,
But
it's
what?
thoroughly stuffing our faces and really enjoying our food.
I'd sure say you're right there, Tess. Yummy, yummy, yummy.
Digestion means that the stomach and intestines separate nutritional substances from waste products. The waste is sent to the bowels and expelled. The whole process of digestion can take up to 10 hours. The nutrients, which supply us with energy, are distributed to the body in our blood. This is the purpose of the bloodstream. Blood vessels crisscross our body like a road network, bringing blood to the remotest corners of our body. The system is powered by the heart, which is constantly in action, like a self-perpetuating engine. The heart is a hollow muscle through which blood flows. It contracts rhythmically several thousand times an hour, thereby pumping blood through our body. Oxygen is just as vital as food. Oxygen is a component of the air we breathe into our lungs through our nose and mouth. In the lungs, there are untold tiny branches, the bronchioles, which end in tiny air sacs. There, the oxygen is extracted from the air and fed into the bloodstream. The heart then pumps this oxygen-enriched blood through the body. Recharging one's energy supply does not only entail eating and drinking, but also giving one's body and mind a rest, that is, sleeping. When we close our eyes and lie down, the brain can put the body in low gear. Pulse and breathing are slowed down, and less energy is used. The leftover energy can be put to use elsewhere in the body. For example, to ward off diseases, thereby strengthening the immune system, which protects us from illness. Sleeping is especially important for children because they grow in their sleep. After resting, the body and mind are in shape again and have enough energy to take on new tasks.
Fascinating! All those things our body can do!
Yes, yes.
And all the things that go on inside our body without our even noticing it.
Yeah, right. Not noticing it. If I had known I was gonna feel so awful, I would definitely have quit after the 8th pizza. Oh.
Our brain enables us to concentrate on several things simultaneously. While maintaining maximum performance. For example, the brain instructs the body to get certain muscles ready and then puts them into action at the right moment. At the same time, our brain can store knowledge and experience. It does this kind of like a camera. Different images are simply photographed. The file these impressions are stored in is called our memory. But sensory perception, like voices and smells, are stored as well. The brain enables us to think about ourselves, our past, and our future.